Hello, beautiful people. What's up? So, some breaking news today. I just got back from court. Now, let me explain to you about what they've been doing to me. 2 days after my birthday, or roughly a day and a half, I had about a gram, maybe a gram and a half of weed because it was my birthday, and I just wanted to celebrate by myself because I was homeless and sleeping in a park. And lo and behold, here comes a cop. You can't sleep here, checks me, takes me to jail. Now, I want you to understand the everything that happened. Now, first of all, what happened was I get taken to jail. I hadn't been to jail since I was 16 years old, since they changed my real name from Mr. Ewing, you know, Dean Ewing. And my actual middle name is Zakaos. It's actually spelled Zacharias. It's Hebrew. For those of you that don't know, I'm just setting the record fully straight. So I spell it Z-A-K-A-O-S because nobody could get my Hebrew spelling of my middle name correct. Never. So Zakaos is actually technically my real name. As a entity or a presence, and it's copywritten. So I want you to understand that when they took me to jail when I was 16 years old, they arrested me as Dion Ewing. They had to create a fake alias in order to try me as an adult because I got arrested with Jimmy Burge, or Jimmy, or Billy, they call him Billy, but Jimmy, Billy, whatever, Mr. Burge, he's head chairman of Metro. I got arrested with his son, Michael Reel. Because I was doing a favor for a friend, Chris Treadway, who was actually a drug dealer at the time. And Michael was a drug dealer too. I wasn't. So Chris was dealing drugs out of TCBY, putting them in people's yogurt, shit like that. I said, dude, that shit's crazy. He was getting out of hand. So, to make a long story short, I want you to understand some major facts that happened with him. Now, his father was a relocated Nazi NASA scientist, son of a Nazi NASA scientist, son of a son. Chris's father raped him. Chris would have to live at my house when his dad would come home drunk because his dad would want to come home and fuck his son. Okay? So I was the one, you know, letting Chris sleep on my couch so his dad wouldn't rape his ass. So these are the Nazis, the sick fucking Nazis I grew up with here in Texas. Now, I want you to understand now, Michael Reel was pissed off that his sister fucked Chris because everybody knew Chris's dad fucked Chris. So yeah, I guess I would be pissed off too, Michael, but that's not my problem. So then I wanted to help Chris get out of the ass fuck situation that he was in with his father. So Chris needed to make a lot of money. Michael was drug dealing. And Chris tried to set up a deal with his other drug dealers and he couldn't. Gee, I wonder why. So Chris was like, hey, Melanie, could you ask Michael? And so Melanie asked Michael, but the problem was Michael wouldn't do anything with Chris because Chris was a butt muncher that had sex with his sister and took her virginity. So then Chris comes to me and says, hey man, I can't deal with Michael, blah, 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 blah. Can you do it for me? And I said, man, no, I don't know, not really. And then he begged me, and then he told me, man, I got to get out of this. It's my only way out, blah, 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 da, 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 da. And so to make a long story short, he introduced me to a piece of shit cop that he met when he was jacking cars. So this cop that he met, I guess, you know, I went to help Chris. So to make a long story short, I ended up getting in trouble and getting charged as an adult at the age of 16 years old. Now, this is where the alias Dion Ewing came from, HPD. Okay, because you guys made it up because you can't legally try somebody as an adult at the age of 16. But they did, because if they had put Dean Ewing into the police thing, you know, it would have showed up that I was 16 years old. So they had to create an alias. So this is what they did, and this is the big deal about what's going on with the court case. So I want you to understand that major fact. So when I went to jail recently, you know, I hadn't been to jail since I was 16. My SPIN number came up as Dion Ewing. So when I went to court today, they called me as Dion Ewing. I'm not that alias. I've never been that alias. The police made up that alias to hide the fact that they were trying a child as an adult. And that's exactly what they did. And that's what this is all about. So in court today, when they called my name, I said I am the active acting agent of Dean Zacharias Ewing. I am, you know, the active acting agent. So, to make a long story short, let's go back to what happened when I was arrested the first time. So the cop arrested me in Bolivar Park. Bolivar Park is the oldest Freemason park in Houston. A bunch of rapists and pedophiles live around that park. I exposed rapists and pedophiles in that park. Actually, 5 rape victims that were being raped by their coach. I exposed that because me being in that park gave the girls enough strength and enough belief in me to take down their coach in front of everybody at the park. And yes, I did do that. And I hopefully gave those young women some respect and dignity and their lives back. So, anyway, I was arrested in that park. So when I went to jail, I gave all the cops my blog site. The inside cops, which are not the outside cops. It's totally different. The inside cops are the inside cops in jail. They don't associate with the outside cops at all. So the inside cops, I gave all the inside police my xfrife.blogspot.com. And yes, I gave my website to some very, very, very incredible, hot-looking female police officers. Inside cops, though. And they were really cool. And then when they came back the next day after reading my blogs, they were like, damn. They just had that look like, now I know something. So that was the inside cops. So then when I get my court date, when I was arrested after impressing all the inside cops, you know, and then you could see like the other inside cops that were pissed off about it because they were in there to try to not make things go my way. It's my show, guys. So I go to court, and guess what Kaisha Walker does? She couldn't believe that I do medical research. She couldn't believe that I'm just as good as I am because I'm homeless. I had less than 2 grams of weed, and here I am talking about it, and I'm trying to tell you, but you say I need a psych evaluation. Okay, so she talked to my lawyer and said, we're going to reset the case. Kaisha Walker. So I was supposed to sit in jail for like a month and a half. Yeah. So I got bonded out and I told everybody what happened, and that wasn't supposed to happen. So then guess what? Metro attacks me with a dog. Like I was sitting at a Metro stop and a Mexican cartel cop basically, you know, just attacked me with a fucking dog. Because Billy Burge, I was emceeing about Billy Burge and his son and their cocaine past. That's right. Michael Real got busted with cocaine 2 weeks later after I got in trouble with him. And he got a slap on the wrist because Billy Burge was head chairman of Metro. And it would have made Bob Lanier and Metro coke heads look bad if the head chairman of Metro's advisor and head chairman of Metro and Bob Lanier's financial advisor, his son got caught with like a bunch of coke. That would have made them look really bad, Metro. So, to make a long story short, that's what this is all about. So I went to court wearing my dashiki. See my dashiki? Dashiki? Yeah, that's my dashiki. And my combat boots, you know. So, I went to court dressed like this. And I told him, this is my straw man bond. And I gave him the MCN number. For all of you guys that walk in there, this. I'm going to tell you what I did. I have an MCN number on my birth certificate. I have a poor man's copyright over that. And then not only that, I copywrote my my grandfather's brother's uncle's birth certificate, which doesn't have a certificate, and he wasn't actually born under slavery. So I copywrote his birth certificate, and the way I wrote it, it surpasses all birth certificates and copyrights in my bloodline. So you need to understand that I copywrote some serious stuff. And when I gave the court that MCN number and said I'm an active acting agent of the bond, do you know what those words mean? I do. And me saying this, for the people that do know, they know. So then they reset my case because they couldn't do anything, because Kaisha Walker wouldn't persecute me, because I started making rape jokes, kind of. Saying, it's funny how guys that smoke weed go to jail longer than rapists. Lawyers, have you read rape statistics? Why is it that all the rapists are getting off, you know? And stuff like that. I said this in court. Not loud, just to let them know who I'm with, you know. So today's leap year. On this day, Wilbur Jackson passed away 4 years ago. Took a leap, you know. R.I.P. to him. So I went in court wearing my dashiki, representing some real knowledge, and they reset my case to try to keep me here. I mean, it's reset till April 7th. So stay tuned. This is how I report the bullshit in Houston, Texas. Another expose, breaking news. I am ZAKAOS. Walking the light. Peace. Hello, beautiful people. What's up? So some breaking news today. I just got back from court. Now let me explain to you about what they've been doing. Here comes a cop. You can't sleep here. Checks me, takes me to jail. Now, I want you to understand the everything that happened. Now, first of all, what happened was I get taken to jail. I hadn't been to me. 2 days after my birthday, or roughly a day and a half, I had about a gram, maybe a gram and a half of weed, because it was my birthday, and I just wanted to celebrate by myself, because I was homeless and sleeping in a park. And lo and behold, I've been to jail since I was 16 years old, since they changed my real name from Mr. Ewing, you know, Dean Ewing. And my actual middle name is ZAKAOS.